Hi Ellis, I'm Pastel. Welcome back. In today's video, I'll be drawing the Easter Toons from dandysworld to humans. And probably by the time I have this video uploaded, it'll be me and my twin's birthday. Yippee! Anyway, let's go right to the video. Enjoy! First toon I'll be drawing is Eggson. Eggson is a half-brown boiled egg. Eggson is portrayed to behave elderly, and he typically has eggs on his mind. He is the previous egg hunt champion with plenty of long stories and experience to share. He loves to talk about the past adventures and best egg hunt tales. Eggson was first introduced to the game on April 18, 2025, and he only costs 300 baskets. All of Eggson's stats are 3 stars, and he has the ability which automatically gives the machine a total of 20% completion on the machine. This can be used once per machine, which is good if you're on dandysworld or on a floor with a lot of machines. This makes him a pretty good toon. Okay, let me start explaining my design for Eggson. I think this was actually the first time I drew someone that's more on the elderly side. I didn't really change that much of his design. I kept his striped button shirt that is colored orange and yellow, and his white sleeves and his brown cane. I also gave him some light brown pants. I did change the way his glasses is though. I gave him a short hairstyle that's very light brown, and I gave him white streaks in his hair. With that being said, here's the final results. Next up is Flyte. Flyte is a tall pastel cyan butterfly that may even be tall enough to be the tallest of all toons. He has 2 antennas that end in the dark cyan clovers. He has a pink fluff around his neck and wears a dark cyan cloak, which is the same color as his antennas. Flyte is portrayed as an outgoing, caring, down-to-earth and friendly toon who frequently checks up on the others to make sure they are okay. Much like a stereotypical older brother, he often bickers with his little sister Flutter, but it's only because he cares about her very much. Flyte was first introduced to the game like Eggson on April 18, 2025, and you will need 700 baskets and 50% research on Twisted Flyte to get him. Flyte has pretty good stats with 4-star movement speed and extraction speed, but has 2-star skill check and stamina, and also has 3-star stealth. He has the ability that allows him to place a gust of wind at his location that all toons can walk in to receive 50% movement speed for 3 seconds, which is good when you need to get away from a twisted or need to get to the elevator. Okay, let me start explaining my design for Flyte. For Flyte, his cloak reminds me of how Astro covers himself in his blanket, so I made Flyte kinda like that. I gave him a light blue pants and pink shoes to match his pink fluff and give him a medium length hair that is pastel cyan, and gave him some pink blush. With that being said, here's the final results.
How can anyone not jump for joy, knowing that we're bringing spring to every girl and boy with pastel colored jelly beans? Try to breathe and chocolate bunny figurines. That tune can't help but to sing Easter needs. Tickle pink in springtime. Be just like you.
Next up is Coco. Coco is a light brown chocolate bunny with a brown heart-shaped nose. Her long droopy ears are tied together by a white scrunchie. She has a white tail and a white fluff around her neck. Coco is a kind and jolly toon who is always trying to be helpful. She believes that even the wrong types of toons need help at times, even if they don't ask for it. She is sometimes even seen pushing help on others before finally backing off, as seen in a few interactions. Coco was first introduced to the game like Eggson and Flyte on April 18, 2025. You will need 1,500 baskets and 100% research on 5 twisteds. Coco has good stats with 4-star movement speed and stealth, but has 2-star stamina and extraction speed, and also has 3-star skill check. She has an ability that allows her to place a bonbon candy item that anyone can pick up. When used, the bonbon gives a 50% extraction speed boost and 25% movement speed boost for 10 seconds. Which is good while doing the machines or need to get away from a twisted. Okay, before I start explaining my design for Coco, have you guys seen how crazy Twisted Coco's been? I have died or got hurt so many times because she's able to jump over pretty much everything. It's so bad. Even though it sucks, I still think that it was a very cool idea because she's a bunny, so it would make sense for her to be able to jump over stuff. Anyway, let me start explaining my design for Coco. For Coco, I gave her a dark brown and white dress, and gave her a ponytail hairstyle that is brown to resemble her ears and her white scrunchie. I then gave her white socks with dark brown Mary Jane shoes. With that being said, here's the final results.
I'm sorry I'm not perfect. I'm the way that they made me. A little shy, a little needy, a little too much in my head. Absolutely worthless is how I've been feeling lately. When my flowers reach for the shade, I'm not wilting, I'm just what they.
Lastly, we got the main toon, Bassie. Bassie is a brown basket with 2 handles on each side. The inside of her head has flowers that are purple and pink with green leaves sprouting outside. She wears a purple tank top shirt with a pink flower skirt and wears green and light green striped socks. Bassie is shy and timid, appearing to fidget during her idle animation. She acts anxious and paranoid because Coco is shown to be a fan favorite and Delilah thinks that she wouldn't fit being a main toon than Bassie, basically replacing her. Bassie was first introduced to the game like Eggson, Flyte, and Coco on April 18, 2025. You will need 3,000 ornaments, 2,500 Iker, and 100% research on Twisted Bassie to get her. Bassie has some pretty good stats with her having 5-star movement speed, 4-star stamina and stealth, but then only having 2-star extraction speed and 1-star skill check. Bassie has 2 abilities by being the main. Her first ability is she can drop items from her inventory, which is good because she'll be able to carry more stuff, or when Gigi's on the floor, she can leave her items by the elevator and pick them back up when it's time to go to the next floor. Her second ability is she receives an extra inventory slot for carrying 1 extra item, which is also useful if another toon needs heals or other stuff. Okay, let me start explaining my design for Bassie. For Bassie, I didn't really change that much of her design. I gave her a 2-loop braids hairstyle that is brown to resemble her handles. I then gave her a purple and pink flower crown. Everything else I kept the same about her design. With that being said, here's the final results. With that being said, that's all the Easter toons. If you guys like this video, you guys might want to check out my other video where I made the Christmas toons to humans. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.